Hi guys, I'm Annabelle and welcome to Meeple Village. Today we're going to be doing a full run through of Sorcerer Endbringer. So join me at the table and let's play it. Alright guys, I have the game almost ready to go. Let me show you what setup for this scenario is all about. We're going to play the, I guess you could call it the tutorial scenario, or at least a scenario that the game suggests that you use if it's your first time playing. And this is my second time playing. I did try and played it once just to make sure that I understood all the rules. But let me show you what the setup is about. So this is our game area, and what we have here, if you've seen Sorcerer Endbringer, not Sorcerer Endbringer, but just Sorcerer, and if you haven't, there's a run through on the channel, you can go check that out. We're usually competing for these locations, and your opponent is going to play units on one side of the location, and then I'm going to play units on my side of the location. But this is a solo expansion, or you can actually play it cooperatively, but I'm playing it solo. So what we're doing is, instead of competing for these locations, we're trying to destroy these monoliths that are here, and we don't know which one does what, but all of them take 9 damage to destroy. If we're able to destroy all 3 of them, we win the game. Same applies as far as the units. The enemy units are going to be on that side, and he already starts with 3 units. In this particular scenario, it says put 3 units. Actually, put 1 unit per player in each of the locations. There's only 1 player, so I place 1. So if I was playing cooperatively with more people, there will be more units out. And also it's said to place 1 unit per player in the discard pile, so I placed that as well. I don't know if they come back. Don't remember them coming back last time, but maybe they will. This is the bad guy that we don't attack directly. Again, like I said, we're just trying to destroy the monolith. We can't beat him. He's like Darth Vader. There's like no destroying him. But he's going to be placed on the 2 of the locations, actually, because he's so big that he takes up like 2 spaces, and he'll either be between these 2 or between those 2. We're gonna determine that by rolling a die in a minute. And then this is poor me. Look at my size compared to him. And I'm also going to choose a location to go to. Over here we have the big guy, and what he tries to do, he tries to collect rage counters, and then when he has 5 rage counters, he gives us damage. Let me show you up close. So it says ongoing. Whenever you generate a rage counter, put a rage counter on this card. He starts with 1 because actually, does he start with 1? I think so. Yeah, he starts with 1. I'm gonna go double, triple check that because I don't remember if I'm pretty sure. Maybe it says this here. At the start of each round, after the first generate a rage counter. Okay, so that tells me that not the first round, because this is the first round, so he'll have 1 next time. So he gives us like a little break at the beginning of the first turn. Ongoing. Whenever there are 5 or more range counters on this card, remove 5 of them and take 5 global damage. And there's different kind of damage in the game. Actually, 3. So there's direct damage, which means we take it to our health total. We have a combined pool of 30 health points per player. So if I was playing with 2 players, we'd start with 60 health points. But since it's just me, all I have is 30 life. Direct damage means that I take it here. If it's just damage in a location, then I have to hit my minions in that location, that specific location, or I can take it myself. I can protect my minions and just take the damage myself. And the last damage is the one that was just mentioned, which is global damage, which means that I can hurt minions in any location or take the damage myself. So the difference between global and just take damage is that one affects a specific location, global affects any location, or of course myself. I can always take the damage myself. He's got a deck of unique cards. Now you see this damage token. That's because in the setup for this particular scenario, it instructed us to place a damage token there, and what that does is slows him down, and we're going to get a damage counter in the first round and in every round thereof. So we're always going to try to slow him down by having not, because what happens is whenever he's going to draw a card to take an action or to do something nasty, instead we discard the damage counter, so we stop him once. And then this is the archetype, because what's his name? I forgot to read his name. Erlich can. Okay, Eric. I know it's not Eric, but Eric is easier. So Mr. Can has specific minions that you can actually get to choose. So I picked the ones that were suggested by the manual, but you can actually make the scenario a little harder or maybe easier, I don't know, if you pick a different archetype, which is just a type of, it's a deck that is full of stuff that kind of blends together. So he's got his own archetype deck over here, and he's going to be spawning minions at the beginning of each round. We're going to go through that. So that's his deck to do that. And this one we cannot stop. All right, and then me, because I'm important, right? I'm the one that's supposed to beat this guy. I start with a deck of cards. I start with the fate counter, which lets me reroll. For example, well, here it's weird because minions don't, like the enemy doesn't roll, so, but it can help me stop some conditions that he's going to have in his deck, so I can just flip it, and then it'll be flipped, and I won't be able to use it again until the next round where I get to unflip it. And the same is, I start with an omen, which kind of does the same. It lets you re-roll, but in this case, either sub his conditions or re-roll my own die, so I can actually kill these people. All right, and I start at 10 mana, or whatever you want to call the currency to get my cards into play. Of course, this is going to be dwindling down and fast, and I don't regain it unless I take an action, which I'll show you in a minute. And I'm going to have 6 actions. This game is divided into 2 phases, 2 very important phases. The first phase is the preparation phase, where you try to get minions out on the board. He's trying to knock you down in some other ways, but mostly what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to send out minions to locations to try and destroy those monoliths, and that's all done during the preparation phase. And there's a bunch of actions we can do, and I'm going to show them to you. And then after the preparation phase comes the battle phase, where whatever minions are out on the board are going to go fight it out and try to destroy those monoliths, those enemy minions, and the minions are going to try to destroy us. Like I told you before, we start at 30 health, so that's my marker. And then the cool game about this game is that it can have so much variability, because when you create your deck, which I've done here, you actually pick from 3 different things. You pick from a character, which is my Miss Zelda. You also pick from a lineage, so what your character lineage is, or like what he's like. So this one is going to be a necromancer, so Miss Zelda happens to be a necromancer. And then you get to pick oh my gosh, a domain, so like where they're from. So my character is Miss Zelda, the necromancer of the haunted forest. And each of these cards is going to have an ability, so I'm going to show them to you now. Well, actually, maybe I'll show them to you when I use them, because right now they're not going to make sense unless you know the game, right? But this way we can go a little bit faster. So I'm going to show you real quick the setup for Eric Can, was it Can? Yeah, for Mr. Can, which I can't pronounce your first name, Elric. Just so you have an idea, and make sure everything is set, and then we're gonna start going. Okay, so here's Mr. Erlich. Low complexity, which I figured, let's start slow, since I'm not really familiar with the games. And then it's a little bit of flavor text, which you can read at your own pace. And then as you battle Erlich Can, his hatred for you grows. He will gain rage counters, which strengthen some of his nemesis cards and will eventually cause him to lash out with devastating force. So we have to try and prevent those rage counters any way we can. So for the setup, it's the same as it was on the card. Put the rage counters in a pile. Place 1 rage counter on Erlich Can oversized. Oh, so he does start with 1. I thought I read that. All right, so we'll put it back on there. And good that we checked. And then the rage counters is the same thing that was on the card. And now let me show you the archetype setup. Okay, so these are our guys, the Death Dealer. It's also low complexity, a little bit more flavor text, and then put 1 rotting follower per player into each battlefield. I've done that. Like I told you, put 1 rotting follower per player into the archetype discard pile. I've done that. And shuffle any other ones. And then rules. This scenario does not have any additional rules because, of course, it's low complexity. But there's others that might have other rules. And as you get into the game, there's plenty. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess 4. And then there's also scenarios you can play. Again, the manual tells you if it's your first game, don't do a scenario yet. Just go with the regular rules just to get a feeling of the game. But there are some scenarios, and that's that. All right, and I should have started with 6 cards in my hand. I'm going to do that in a second, but I just wanted to show you the game round real quick. Get you familiar a little bit with it. And then there's the battle phase too, which we'll read when we get to the battle phase. So for the ready phase, the new first player gains the fate counter, full side up, which ours is already full. And also there's no new first player, we're always going to be first player. Ready all exhausted cards in play. So of course there's no cards in play right now, except for the minions of the bad guy that are already readied and not exhausted. The first player rolls the energy die or has all players gain 4 energy, but we start at 10. We actually skipped the ready phase the first round of the game, but I just kind of want to show you. Set all action trackers to 6, mine is already set. Each player gains 1 omen. I already have an omen, and starting with the first player, players put their avatars in any battlefield, which is the part that I'm missing, and I'll do it in a minute. All right, for the action phase, which is the phase that we're going to go into in a second. Starting with the first player, players alternate taking actions to do any of the following. Channel energy, which means gain 2 energy. Okay, so I guess the mana in this game is called energy, so that's how you actually make the currency to actually pay for your cards. We could meditate to draw 2 cards, because in this game you're not going to draw cards. You just have to take an action in order to gain cards. Sometimes you might gain cards, but it's not that easy. You can cast You can cast a spell, which means to play a card. You can activate a power, use an action effect on any of your cards. And remember, I have 3 cards, 1 for my character, 1 for my domain, 1 for my lineage that I can use. And then I can reinforce, move 1 of your minions, or swap 2 of your minions in adjacent battlefields. And of course, I don't want to do that for now because I don't have any enemies out. I mean, any minions out. All right, and let's do. So, I'm going to shuffle my deck. I'm going to give me 6 cards because I forgot to do that previously. Oh my goodness, I guess you want to come with me, huh? No, you have to be shuffled. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's 6. And I'll put my cards here, put my cards in my hand there because we still have more to do. So this guy's got to go into into 2 of the, I guess you can call them battlefields. So let's roll for him because depending on where he goes, maybe I'll follow him. And we're gonna roll this 8-sided die, and if we get 1 to 4, we put him on the left and center, and if we get the higher numbers, we put him on the center and right. So we get a 1, so he's gonna go on the left. And there's actually a stand, and he looks really cute when he's standing, but I figured this would help you guys see it better. So, all right, and I know he's always going to be in this battlefield, so I might want to come here and try to eliminate as many people as possible there or have more presence there. I don't know. We'll find out together, I guess. All right, so we can go. So now I can, again, use any of those actions. I can gain 2 energies, but of course I'm full right now. I can draw 2 cards, but I feel pretty good with my 6 cards. I can play a card, which is probably what I'm going to do. Or I can activate a power, which maybe I'll do. And if I do, I'll show them to you. So these are my cards. I should say that at the beginning of the game, you can do a mulligan and just probably to get more minions, because this is, you can discard any non-minion cards and then draw that many cards. But I have 1, if you see on the bottom, that's a minion, that's a minion, that's a minion. So I got plenty of minions, minion, and then I got 1 sorcery. All right, and I think I'm going to start with this guy, and I'll show you all of them as I play them. I'm sure I'll get to all of them. So let's take a look at him and see what he's going to do for me. Well, the first thing you're going to notice is how much it costs. So out of my 10 energy, I'm going to waste, or not waste, but I'm going to use 4 energy. Then he's got this symbol, which is an omen symbol. And omens are those little tokens that let you reroll stuff. So I'm going to gain 1 for playing it. So thank you, Mr. Blazing Heretic. Okay, so these are his stats. So he hits, well, he doesn't hit for 5. He rolls 5 die because we do still have to roll. So he rolls 5 dice when he attacks, and he has a poor defense of 1, so he's going to be killed really quickly. But he's got a really cool ability that happens. You see the symbol right here with the swords. That means that happens in the location where he's at, so in his battlefield. When destroyed, you may destroy a non-legend minion with attack 3 or less. So I want to put him at a place where I know that he might do some damage later. And he is this type of minion, I guess a Wraith, which is not important now, but some of the cards might talk about, hey, if you have a Wraith in that location, do this and that or whatever. So I'm going to spend 4 energy, bringing me down to 6, and I'm going to place him here in the center because I would love to destroy that guy. I know that there are other, more enemies that are going to spawn every turn, so I want to make sure. And then I gain an omen for that, and I've taken an action, so I go down on my action track. And where's the rest of my cards? Right here. Okay, so let's keep those there. And of course, now the best part of the game, the enemy goes. But the first time he would draw a card, but he doesn't because he does have a damage counter, so we've stopped him. So kind of we get like at least a little bit of respite. For my next action, I am going to use an ability. I'm going to use Miss Zelda's ability. Wait, let me see one thing. Yes, I could have used, oh no, that's the tactic. Okay, so this one. So Miss Zelda says, and it has to happen where she's at. She's in the center. As an action, exhaust this skill card to exhaust a non-legend enemy minion with cost 4 or less. If there is not one to exhaust, gain 3 energy instead. So in order to indicate that I've used it, I exhaust it or tap it if you're a Magic the Gathering playing. And the only place where I can do it is here. So I will exhaust him so he doesn't attack. Maybe I can hit the monolith and then this guy can kill something else later when he gets destroyed. For now, he's not going to attack me. Of course, he might bring more enemies out. So, and that's it. That's all I did. Turns go fast in the preparation phase. Now, of course, Khan is going to go, and there's no stopping him. So let's see what he's going to do. All right, so this is a multi-purpose card. There's a bunch of store stuff here. For what we're looking for, we just look at what kind of card it is, and there's 2 choices. There's actions and conditions. Conditions stay in play and they're a pain. Actions are just a pain. So it says remove all range counters from Erlich Can. Take direct damage equal to 2 times the number of counters removed this way. Ouch. Okay, so I'm gonna get 2 damage, and it's direct damage, so it goes to me. Yeah, okay, because equal to 2 times. So 2 times he has 1 is 2. Okay, so then what's all this? You might ask. Okay, so this is flavor text, so you can read that if you'd like. This is this is going to trigger when the minions that are in his battlefield activate. They're going to get this symbol, and they're going to have a special action or a special ability of such a power, and I'll show you that when they do it. And then this is a reward that you get for having a critical hit on a monolith. Whenever you get a critical hit on a monolith, you reveal the card and do what it says. So this one would have let me draw 3 cards. Very nice. But right now, all we care is about that 2 damage that's incoming. So I do get to remove it, right? Did it say remove it? Remove all rage counters. Yes. Okay. So sorry, dude, you lost your rage counter. But you did hit me too. So, oops, the other way. I'm still not familiar with which way to go. All right, there we go. And that was his action, so I get to go again. For my next action, I'm going to play another minion. This one cost me 3 energy. It's a 2/1, so attacks with 2 dice, and of course it's a weakling also, but it's okay. Let's see, he comes from this deck, which is Miss Zelda's deck, the character deck. So that's kind of like for you to be able to clean up afterwards. It's important, but also maybe like if she had an ability that, use this, then it will trigger. I have to use this in his battlefield. When played, draw a card, discard a card, then you may play a minion with cost 2 or less from your graveyard without paying its cost. So I love that he lets me draw a card. I also have to discard a card, but then I can play that card hopefully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a card, and we got another minion. And then I have to discard a card, but I'm going to discard this card so that I can play it, because it has to be cost 2 or less. And the other ones that I have are either expensive, they wouldn't work, or it's this girl, which is going to let me return an attachment from your graveyard to your hand. And I don't have any attachments in my graveyard or my discard pile. So I'm going to discard that one, but I've got a new card, and then I can play this card without paying its cost. So I've saved 1 energy, but I do have to spend 3 to play him. And he has to be played in the same battlefield as this guy, because the action has that little symbol. So this one doesn't have this symbol, and this one doesn't have this symbol. So when I use this, I can use it at any battlefield. So 1, 2, 3. I'm down to 3 energy, and I'm going to play these 2 cards here because I feel like this battlefield is ugly. I do want to play at least one card here, because if not, that damage is just coming straight to me. But with that, I've done my action, and that's all I can do. So he's gonna go. All right, and he's got this lovely card, which is an action. It happens in either one of the battlefields that he's in. Remember, he occupies 2 battlefields. It's going to deal 2 damage to an allied minion. Great, he's killing one of my guys already. So I have to pick which enemy, which battlefield. Well, I know he's exhausted, so I don't want to destroy him now because he's not going to act. Either one. Okay, so I'm going to destroy the buried one because I can play him from my graveyard. So that's the one he destroyed because he is dealing 2 damage, and that's all he's got. And that was that for him. So now I have 3 energy. I want to place a minion there. I think I will use 1 energy to play my buried guy here because I can, you know, play from my discard pile. And that was my action. So now he goes again. So this is a condition which you haven't seen yet, but like I told you, it stays in play. It's ongoing. At the end of each battle, in each battlefield, generate a rage counter. That is ugly. But we can get rid of them. We have to pay the cost, which is 2 omens, and we have 2 omens, so I'll try to get rid of it as soon as I can. I can get rid of it as a tactic, so as an ability that my minions have. I just have to spend the omens. Any player can actually spend the omens to get rid of it, but since I'm the only player, it'll have to be me. So I'll just keep it here to remind us. I don't know if actually if you can see it if I put it there, because I think we might be tight on space, but maybe from that camera. All right, so that was his thing. Now it's back to me. I have very expensive cards in my hand. Not gonna make it with just 2. I do have all 3 battlefields kind of covered. I wish I could do more. I think for my next action, I'm going to just earn 2 energy, and I have 1 more action, but so does he. He has 2 more actions actually. Okay, and we get another action. Generate a rage counter unless you lose an omen. Oh, you know we don't like those rage counters, so I will lose an omen, which I was going to use to destroy that other card, but it's okay. I do believe I can use my fate counter to do that. All right, so I have 1 more action and 4 energy, so I'm going to play my last minion. And he's a bag of tricks. He costs my 4 energy. He's a 4/3, so a little bit better prepared to take some damage. And he is a unique, or I think it's called a legendary. I don't remember what it is, but it just means that other cards may refer, like, no, yeah, like we had an ability that said to exhaust a non-legend. So this one is a legendary. So he wouldn't have been exhausted if it was them doing that. I'm going to get an omen. And then wherever I put him, it's ongoing. Other minions, text boxes are blank. This ability cannot be blanked. So it's not going to affect right now the minions that are out there because the enemy minions don't have any abilities. The only minion that will be affected is the one I have. So as long as I don't put him in the same battlefield as this guy, we should be fine. So I will get my omen so I can, as a tactic again, get rid of that condition that's going to be affecting us after every battle. So this is the guy that can be affected by him, because this one was a when played ability, and this one is buried, which is not affecting here. As long as he's here, it doesn't really matter. Buried is just an ability that lets me play him from the discard pile. But this guy, yes, because when he's destroyed, he may take somebody down. So I don't want to put him there. So I guess we'll put him here because this guy is on this battlefield. So making him nastier. You'll see it when we go to the battle phase, which is going to be very soon. And I'm down to 0 energy. And my last action, he gets 1 more action. Okay, and this one says it's another action. Generate a rage counter unless you randomly discard a card. As much as I like my cards, I'm okay discarding 1 at random. I don't think I have anything super duper crazy good. So let's do it. All right, and we get rid of you. Okay, sure. That's too bad. I liked you, but okay. So that's gonna be my discard pile, of course. And we are done with the preparation phase. Now we're gonna go to the battle phase. Probably show you here what the battle phase entitles. So let me do it. I'm gonna try and bring it just like this. So during the battle phase, starting with the battlefield to the first player's left. So here it changes a little bit. We always start on the left, and if the nemesis is on that battlefield, he starts. If he's not on that battlefield, then I start. So I start in one battlefield, he starts in two. Ha, lucky him. So exhaust one of the minions to declare an attack, resolve all applicable tactics in any order, roll the battle dice. The attacking player may use fate counters to reroll all dice and or use omens to reroll individual dice until they pass. Each player repeats this. Yeah, and then evaluate damage, and that's it. So, and of course I forgot about my stuff. Would it have triggered? Yes, this one would have triggered when I got him. And ongoing, whenever you play a zombie minion from your graveyard, I sure did, you may exhaust this skill card to weaken a non-legend minion twice. Unfortunately, there's nobody for me to weaken, because weakening means giving damage to a minion until you can only give him damage, but you cannot kill him. So this guy is only 1 damage, so I wouldn't have been able to kill him with my weakening. I couldn't have put any damage, because any damage would just destroy him. So I couldn't have used that. It asks for like better, stronger minions, I guess. And then this one is a tactic which hopefully I remember to use when I go here or here. All right, so bad guy's gonna start, unfortunately, and because he's here, this guy is a little bit more powerful, so he does have a tactic to get one of his abilities. So this is the best time to show you that. So he's going to be exhausted, and he doesn't roll, he just does 3 damage to me. But on top of that, we reveal a card, and it's the white one. So we go to our little card, let me show you, and depending on the color that we get, something is going to be added to him, and we can use omens or our fate counter to cancel that and draw another card. But let's see what we get. So we get this one. The attacking minion gets -1 attack. You know what? That's not bad. I think all the other ones are bad. Spawn and exhausted minion. Yes, all the other ones are bad. Spawn and exhausted minion. The attacking minion gets oof. Yeah. So we actually got the lucky result. So he's assigning, instead of 3 damage, 2 damage. I got them right here, and I think I can give him to this guy. He doesn't die because he has 3 health. So we survived, and now it's our turn. So we pretty much do the same thing, except that we have to roll. So I'm going to exhaust one of my dudes. And as a tactic, I'm going to spend my 2 omens, before I forget, to get rid of the condition that costed 2. So I still have my fate if I want to re-roll everything, but I got rid of this, which is nasty. So that goes on the discard pile. And then I am rolling 4 dice. And there's a specific way that you assign damage, and I'm going to show that to you, but let me roll first. So these are battle dice, and I can get a miss, I can get a hit, I can get a miss again, I can get 2 hits, which will be great, or even better, or not even better, but I can also get a critical, which means I get to assign it wherever I want. If not, I have to follow the rules for assigning damage. Alright, so I didn't get any crits, I did get 4 hits. Here's the assigning damage mechanics. So I have to do the first available option. I can assign damage to any minion in that battlefield, attacker's choice or my choice, without destroying that minion. And of course, 1 damage will destroy that minion, so I cannot assign it to him. Second, I have to give it to a monolith in that battlefield. And third, any enemy minion in that battlefield destroying that minion. So if the monolith was gone, I could destroy minions. And it says right here, if there are no enemy minions and no monolith remaining in the battlefield, any unassigned damage is lost. But there are monoliths. So I'm hitting the monolith for 4 with no crits. Okay, so that's 4 out of 9. So, but I still have another guy. And he now we would go to the enemy, right? And he would activate another minion, but he doesn't have any other minions. So my guy is going to attack with 2 dice. Not that powerful, but maybe he'll get a crit and we can get rid of him, because another one is going to come. All right, this was great. We got a crit and we got 2 hits. So decisions. I can assign the crit to the monolith, and I will get a reward from... like I show you this, if I hit a crit, then I get to look at the card, and it might have a really good effect. There are cards in his particular deck that are actually negative. So the other thing I can do with the critical is I can assign it to the bad guy and just straight out kill him. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because if not, he's going to unexhaust at the end of the battle, at the end of the phase, and be there next time. And another one is going to come. Yeah, another one is going to come, I'm pretty sure. I have to go check. We'll do that together. But then I have 2 more damage, so that's going to go to the monolith because there are no minions that there to protect it anymore. So in the first turn, I've done 6 damage to the monolith and I've gotten rid of all the minions. That's not terrible. So now we move on to the next battlefield, and again he's here, so he will go first. However, this minion is already exhausted, so cannot go. Sorry, dude. So I'm gonna attack with my blazing heretic for 5 dice. So let's see if we can get at least 1 crit so we can get rid of him. Let's try it. Okay, we have a crit and 3, and I can re-roll that, but I don't know that I want to. I don't want to use my fate counter just to reroll 1 die. So we'll just leave it and we'll kill him, and then 3 damage to the monolith. So 3 damage to the monolith. This guy is dead. And I'm also going to use my tactic because this guy is a skeleton zombie. And tactics can be used when you attack, so it have to be in that battlefield because it has that symbol. You may exhaust this skill card to gain an omen. If the attacking minion is a skull, or I guess it's called limerick minion, gain another omen. So I'm getting 2 omens from just exhausting this card. Very nice. So that's exhausted. I get my omens, which are, by the way, double-sided, and one side is damaged, so be careful. All right, and we're done with this. Now we go to the last battlefield. So you see that the battle phase takes a little bit longer than the preparation phase. At the end of the day, it's also because we're talking. Well, actually, I'm talking, you're listening. All right, so over here, I start because he's not here. So I go first and I get to roll 2 and hopefully destroy him so that he doesn't attack me back because he will kill me. So all I get to do is kill him, but I would not be hitting the monolith unless I want to re-roll that with an omen. But I don't, yeah, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just start getting some hits on that monolith. So I will spend an omen and we're going to re-roll. So I know we have a crit because that only lets me re-roll 1 die. And actually 2 hits on the monolith, not bad. Okay, so we got a crit, which is going to get rid of him. So we don't suffer any damage. And then 2 hits on this. I do think that the first round is the easiest. Things start getting a little bit more complicated after that, but we're done. See, because I have like 2 cards left in my hand, so I'm gonna have to find a way to you know, get some cards. So at the end of the phase, we're gonna follow a couple of instructions under the round. Actually, it's at the beginning, I believe. So yeah, let's take a look at those. So yes, at the end of the round, any end of the round abilities trigger, but I don't think anybody has any. So we're gonna go here to the ready phase, which is the beginning of the second round. We skipped it in the first round, but now we're gonna do it. Resolve any start of the round and start of ready phase effects. We don't have any. All players restore their fate counters, put them red side like filled up. So and I didn't use mine, so it's ready already. Ready all exhausted cards in play, which we're gonna do. Let's do that. So I'm happy to know that I'm the only one readying stuff. There we go. There we go. All right, number 4. The first player rolls the 8-sided energy die, or has all players gain 4 energy. I'm gonna roll and hope for more than 4, because 4 is not enough. Okay, and I got 5, so I beat them by 1. Here we go. So I'm gonna have 5 energy for next turn. And then, yeah, and then each player sets their action tracker to 6. So we go back up on the actions. Each player gains 1 omen. Don't mind if I do. Roll an 8-sided die. On a 1 to 4, place the Endbringer avatar into the left and center. On a 5 to 8, place it on the center and right. And then each player puts their avatar into any battlefield. So let's see where he's going this turn. He is going to the other side. So he's coming over here. Now, where do I want my girl? I think she's kind of fine where she is. I want to try and... actually, let's move her here because I like his ability to destroy something. Maybe we can help out here a little bit. Or I could go over there and really finish that off. But I have 2 minions here. So I don't know. I don't know what's the right thing to do. I'll just keep her there. All right. And... he gets a rage counter, I believe, at the start of each round. Yeah, he generates a rage counter. And then we have to spawn. During the first round, the Endbringer archetype starts with specific minions in play. which we already did that. During every future round before the ready phase, there is a spawn phase in which the Endbringer spawns minions. To spawn a minion, put the top card of the archetype deck into the appropriate battlefield. A spawn minion counts as having been played. During the spawn phase, spawn one minion per player into each of the 2 battlefields that the Endbringer avatar is in. Starting with the battlefield on the left, spawn minions in that battlefield before moving to the next. Minions are spawned one at a time. Resolve any when played effects on each spawn minion before spawning the next minion. Alright, so we're going to get minions on the middle and the right, because that's where he's at. And the first minion we're going to get, you've seen him before. Let's see if he gets something different. He does get something different. This one costs 2. He's got 2 armor and 2 damage, and it's got an ongoing effect. This minion gets +1 attack for each other enemy for each other enemy wraith minion. Oh, that's me. So I don't want any wraith minions there, but I think I do have some. Nope, it's a zombie right now here, and this will only trigger here. So good that you got there, buddy, because I think I have a wraith. Where do I have my wraith? Oh, my wraith is right here. But that one spawned first, so that one would go there. And we did it. Yes, we did it. Also, I need to put a damage counter, because on beginner's difficulty we put, oh, that's a range counter. On beginner's difficulty we always put a damage counter at the beginning of the round on the Nemesis deck to keep them slow down, dude. All right, so let's go. We go back to the preparation phase. I have 2 cards in my hand. I don't want any wraiths here, that's for sure. And I do have a wraith in my hand. I think I'm going to draw cards. I need better cards in my hand. So for my first action, I'm just drawing 2 cards. And we'll see in a minute what I get, because now it's, of course, his turn. But he's not going to go because he's been stopped. So let's see what I got. See what I want to play. All right, I got some good guys. I think I'm going to play the Stray Sinner. He is going to give me an Omen. He flies. And what flying means is, like, whenever you move a minion from a battlefield to another battlefield, you can move a minion from this battlefield to this battlefield, or a minion from this battlefield to this battlefield. However, these minions cannot jump to that battlefield. And from the middle, you can go to either one because they're adjacent. The flying minions, though, they can go from one battlefield to the other. So he's got that ability. He's also giving me an Omen, so let me grab that. He is a ghost, not a wraith. And when played, search the top 7 cards of your grimoire or your deck, shuffle afterwards for a minion, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So he's going to give me another minion. Good. So that's a minion, that's not a minion, that's a minion, minion, that's not a minion, minion, and minion. So of course I want kind of something that's cheap. This one is buried, so I would rather him be in my discard pile. That girl's not gonna do much. Oh, I like him. You know I like him. But do I have energy to pay for him? I don't. I only have 3 energy. So what are you doing? Buried. You may play this minion from your graveyard, paying its cost. If you do, you may return a non-sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. I think I'm going to take this one because I have one in my hand that I can play. And I really like this guy. He's giving me an Omen. I mean, he's all kinds of cool. Look at those eyes. That goes into my hand. And I will shuffle the rest of them. Okay. And that was my action. So now... Okay, so we get an action. Pretty nasty one. Remove, and this is going to happen where he's at. Remove all rage counters from Erlich Can. He has 1. Heal each monolith and enemy minion by an amount of damage equal to the number of counters removed this way. Okie doke. So that's why maybe, and I didn't know this, because I guess I didn't get that card. Sometimes you discard cards for other purposes, so I never saw that card the first time around. He's going to heal everybody 1, but in here, not there. No one's hurt, but he is going to heal the monoliths. So all that hard work. So maybe it's better to focus on 1 and destroy it, so these kind of cards don't affect. But hey, you live, you learn. All right, and that was it for him. So it's back to me. And I did have one other guy that I wanted to play, and it's this one. It cost me 2, so let me pay for that. I'm down to 1 mana. I get an Omen. Very nice. I'm up to 4 Omen. And then it says, and he's a wraith? No, he's a zombie. When played, you may return a minion from your graveyard to your hand. Giving me back my my girl that I lost is the only one in my discard pile. And let's see. Where do I want this guy? Probably there, since it's a zombie. I would think so, right here. I feel a little bit better. These guys are going to take care of that, and then they'll have to move. And then he might come over. They might not need to move, because if he comes over, he's going to spawn minions here, and they will damage me if I have no defense. Okay, I think I did it. I don't know why I think, oh, I'm missing something, because here, whenever you play a zombie minion from your graveyard, no, I didn't play him from my graveyard. I played him from my hand, unfortunately. So that's okay. All right, so that doesn't trigger again. So that was my action, boom. And then let's see what he's gonna do. So he's going to generate a rage token unless I discard a card randomly, and I will do that. I'm really hoping I can discard one with the buried ability. And it's this one. Okay, sure, my flying dude. All right, see you later. All right, and that was him for me, so now me. So I'm going to use my characters. You saw me doing this before. My character, what do you call it, ability, to exhaust the skills card to exhaust a non-legend enemy minion with cost 4 or less. Yes, that's okay. So I'm going to use that as my action to exhaust this guy. He's non-legendary, so he's not going to be able to attack, so that's good. It's just me all the time. All right, and he goes, and he's doing it again, the same card. I have to discard another one from my hand. Oh my gosh. And by the way, I forgot to remove his rage count token when he did that attack. So I want to keep him clean, as clean as I can. So I will discard another card, because if not, he's going to have two. Okay, so you go away, lady. Oh, you were cheap too. That's too bad. Okay, and there's the card in the discard pile. So it's my turn. I don't think I have anything I can play for one. So either I draw cards. I think I'm going to draw cards. Because if I get something cheap, I can play it later, and I didn't. And that's my turn. Now it's his turn. And this is why I like to keep my rage counters down. Take damage equal to the number of rage counters on Mr. Can. He has 0. I take 0 damage. Very nice. I like it. Okay, and then I have one more action. My cards are expensive. I won't be able to play them. I might as well just, I don't have any other tactics I can use, so I'm going to just get the energy, hopefully have a better turn. I got 4 cards in my hand. Maybe I need to draw more, I don't know. And he's going to go again. And we got the same one back to back again, so I get no damage from this one either. And that's the end of the preparation phase. Now we're going to go to the battle phase, where we are going to start, because we always start on the left, and he's not here, so it's our turn to go. So we get free rolling. So 4 dice. And I get 3 damage. I could re-roll all of it, but I did get 3 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, that's it. I finished it. So this monolith is mine. And when you destroy a monolith, you get a reward for it. So we're going to reveal what the reward is. Hopefully drawing cards. All right, so we got this one. When revealed, you may reinforce an allied avatar. So I can move my avatar somewhere else. Reinforce is a term used to denote movement. Choose one, gain 3 omens, or refill your fate counter. Well, my fate counter is full, so I'll take the 3 omen. So no cards, unfortunately, but sure, we'll take the omens. And we are, what do you call it, 1/3 to victory. And I have a bunch of omens, so I can reroll stuff. I wish I could have moved him, but I think it's the allied, it's the avatar. Which, since he's exhausted, I'm going to move her here. I don't think it's going to matter much, because I guess my tactic I could use it. Yeah, which I have a guy here. All right, so that's that. We did that. And then, like I said, I should keep some defense here, because if he moves over here, he might spawn, but maybe I could move one of them. I will see. Because he's only spawning 1, because of course it's a solo game. And this is the tutorial, I'm sure. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm only 1/3 there, but this is the second turn, so it's not too bad. Okay, so now we're going to go here. He's going to start, and he is going. So he's doing 3 damage, plus he gets a tactic card. So let's see which color he gets. He gets the red one. So what's the red one? I think they go in worst, better to worse. Spawn an exhausted minion. It's when played, effects do not trigger. Yeah, so that's not bad. It's exhausted. But of course, exhausted means that, and it's the same guy? Yeah, it's the same guy. So, but that is not, I mean, that is ongoing. But ongoing what? This minion gets +1 attack. Okay, but he's not going to attack. So he's there, but now I got 2 to deal with. So hopefully let's get some crits with our guys. So it goes to us. Let's start with the 2 die roll. All right, and we got 3 hits. Unfortunately, I don't think we can assign them to these guys. Actually, let's see. So the first hit will go to somebody that I wouldn't kill. So it's this guy. So he's got 1 damage. And then the other 2 will go to the monolith, unfortunately. But the monolith is at 4. Not bad. And then they will go, but they're all exhausted. So it's my turn, and I'm rolling 5. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. I only get 1 crit, unfortunately. But then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. The crit needs to be assigned first. 5 plus 4 is 9. So I can kill a dude and then destroy the monolith and get a reward for it. It'll be my second monolith, yoo-hoo. So I will destroy the big guy that gets extra power because he only has 1 life left. So yeah, you will never get to act. And then we have destroyed the second monolith. Let's see what reward we get from this guy. When revealed, choose 1. Restore up to 5 allied defense, or ready an allied non-legend minion, or ready a domain skill card. Huh, lots of choices. So I could heal my guys up to 5. Well, allied defense, hold on a second, these terms. All right, allied defense, the players share life force, so I cannot heal the minions. I would have to heal myself, and I'm only hurt 2, so 5 seems like a waste. Ready an allied non-legend minion, so I can use them again, or ready a domain skill card. By the way, I should have used, and I keep forgetting when I attack with one of them, because my tactic says you may exhaust this skill card. And she's here to get an omen. If the attacking is a skull minion, get another omen. So I could do that again and get a lot of omens, but I feel like I'm good with the omens. I think I want to attack again. Non-legend. So he's non-legend and he's rolling 5. Maybe I can get just 1 crit. Just 1 crit and we could do it. Yeah. Let's try. Let's try to get rid of that guy. And we got 2 crits, so he's done. And all that other damage, remember, is lost because there's nothing else to hit, at least not in this battlefield. But I don't know if that was worth it. We did all that just to get rid of a minion. And of course now he's exhausted again. All right, and then this battlefield is going to activate. He's exhausted, so he's not going to act, so it's just us. So let's see, we both rolled 2. None of these do any other effects? No, so, okay, so here we go, 2. And this monolith has a long way to go, so if we do get a critical, we can attack him and get him out of the picture, and then it'll be so nice for next turn. We'll just have 2 minions to worry about, and none of our guys have died. He's about to die, but not yet. I want somebody to kill him so I can destroy something, but, you know, it's okay if they don't. Okay, so no crits on this one, but 2 damage. I'm not going to re-roll that. But I do need you to get a crit, sir. And my plan is, if you don't get a crit, I'll use my omens. I got plenty of them to re-roll. So let's try it. Well, all I get is a crit. I'm going to use an omen to re-roll my other one. I have so many omens. So I'm going to keep the crit, but I'm going to re-roll this one. And it's a damage. Okay, 1 damage, I'll take it. So this guy's toast. And then we're doing 1 damage to the monolith, which is 4. Now all I have to do is destroy this monolith and I win. So I think we can do it. Again, tutorial mission, so don't give me too much credit. All right, we're gonna go back to, well, we would do end of the round things, but I don't believe there's any. I don't think so. So we go back. So we, the first thing we do is we resolve any, start of the phase abilities. So I don't think we have any of those. All players restore their fate counter. I haven't used it yet. Ready all exhausted cards, that we can very gladly do. By the way, there's a limit to how many minions you can have in a battlefield, and it is 4 for us, infinite for him. How lucky. We have to either roll for energy or get 4 energy. I'm at 3, so I'm not going to go to 4. I'm not going to, well, actually, do I gain the 4 energy? Yeah, I do gain 4 energy. 1, 2, 3, 4. That puts me at 7. You know what? I'm going to do that. Because if I roll a 2 or a 1, it would be worse. So we'll go with that. I'm at 7 energy, not bad. We put our action tracker up to 6. We get an omen. We got plenty of omens. We're going to roll for Mr. Khan to place him somewhere. And he's staying where he's at. And we are going to give him a rage counter. There he is. Actually, it goes here. Here I need a damage counter to slow him down a bit. And then we're gonna spawn minions here. So the first one is same guy you've seen before. He keeps coming back. And then the second one is the same guy. All right, and they're both there. And if I have any Wraith, which I do have a Wraith here, he's gonna gain +1 attack, I believe. If Wraith minion, this minion gains +1 attack for each other enemy Wraith. Yeah. All right, so I do have an out. We'll see how that goes. Let's see, because they're gonna go first, so he's gonna attack me more. All right, so I think that's it. Good old, yep. Okay, so I have a couple cards in my hand. No minions are gonna be here, so these guys are, you know, useless there, so I could move them. None of them are Wraith. So I'm gonna do my first action. I'm going to reinforce, and I can swap places. So I'll swap the guy for this guy. Actually, let's get the guy that has more health first. Doesn't matter because I plan on bringing them both. Because there's nothing's going to happen here, and that way he won't add damage to us. You're great, and I wish you would have died, but I guess you didn't. All right. So first, Khan is not doing much. We go again. We're going to move this guy, and I wish no, he doesn't fly. So. Now this battlefield feels very prepared. He goes, and he straight up is going to generate 2 rage counters just like that. So he's up to 3, ouch. So hopefully nothing triggers that have to deal with that. Okay, and now it's my turn. I need to play stuff here because this is the battlefield I've got to defend or you know, destroy. So okay, we're going to play this lovely lady. It says when played, exhaust a non-legend enemy minion. I'll be happy to do that. So she costs 3, 1, 2, 3, but well worth it because we get to exhaust this guy, which is the monolith that I need to attack. So there we go. And now it's his turn. All right, and he's got a condition. Ongoing. Whenever an allied minion becomes exhausted, generate a rage token. Oof. Well, you know what? I'm glad that I exhausted you before this went off, because if not, you had 4 rage tokens over there, mister, and that's not good. All right, well, who's next? Should I just bank down over there? And now that he's exhausted, I could play my 5 rolling thing. Think just because you haven't seen a sorcery, I'm gonna play a sorcery. So these are like I guess in Magic you call them sorcery as well. You can use them in your turn, and this one cost me 2, so I'm down to 2 energy. It'll regenerate an omen for me, thank you. And it says play a minion from your graveyard with its cost lowered by 4 and deal damage to it equals to its essence -1. So like really weaken it. Okay. But if the cost is reduced, I'm happy because I think the one I was going to play costs 3, so now it doesn't cost anything. It is a Wraith, so I have to be careful. But when played, you may weaken a non-legend enemy minion any number of times. So of course, I would have to weaken him all the way until he has 1 life left, but he only has 1 life, so he's not going to be weakened. And that's my last one that I can play here. Let's make a little bit of room. And he's going to hit this guy for 1 because he can weaken him any number of times. But of course, remember, weakened cannot kill something, and he's got 2 life. But I feel pretty good. We have to wait and survive all of this, but I feel pretty good, and he is going to activate. And that was my action. And of course, we still have more stuff coming from him. Like this lovely thing, take 4 direct damage. Nothing I can do about that. No, I don't remember, and I was looking for it, if I can use my fate counter to cancel that stuff. I think I read that somewhere, but I don't want to do it and cheat, and I looked all over the place and I couldn't find it. I'd have to read page by page, and I'm in the middle of a video. But leave a comment if you know the answer to that to help everybody else out. All right, a couple more actions. I don't have enough mana to pay for any of this, so I'm going to gain 2, and that's my action. And then this one should be an easy one, generate a rage counter, unless you spend an omen, and it will. I got omens to go around. Okay, I got 2 more actions. Now I have 4 manas. I guess we'll play our last minion, this cat, which is going to give me the omen I just lost to another battlefield here. And I could have played it from my graveyard, but he was in my hand, unfortunately. And if I would have, it would have triggered my my tactic, which if I play one of these symbol guys from the graveyard, it gives me an ability. I don't have anything I can play from my graveyard. I know I have a bunch of cards that let me discard stuff to my graveyard, but I haven't seen any of those this time around. Okay, and that was my action. Okay, come on, dude. All right, I don't know why we're getting them back to back, but it's the same thing. I will lose an omen to not get a rage counter. And for my last action, oh, I didn't pay for this guy, which should have put me at 3. I have a card that costs 4 in my hand, so all I can do is meditate. Actually, I can do this. I can use her. Perfect. She's right where she needs to be. Exhaust this skill card to exhaust a non-legend enemy minion with cost 4 or less. Ta-da! You are going down, my friend. Now they're not going to attack me, which is great. It's all me all the time. I guess, well, let's see. We have to survive, but I think we should be able to. All right, so another take 2 direct damage. He's putting me down to 22. Hopefully stopping there because I don't think anyone's going to attack. And that was it. So now we go and we got this. I'm pretty sure. So this battlefield, no matter what I do, there's nobody to attack. So he pretty much does nothing. Over here, he will start. But unfortunately, you know, or fortunately, he's exhausted. So I get to attack with all these things. So 2 dice here. Let's go with our little cat. And I have to remember he goes in this battlefield. And all I'm looking for is a crit. Which I got. So he's dead. Which means that these guys have nothing to do. I could exhaust them, but really I'm going to unexhaust them at the end of the turn if there is another turn. Because we're going to go here and same deal. He can't do anything. So let's start rolling. So 3. And I get 2 damage. Can't use it on him because it's not a crit, but that's okay. I don't care about him. I want to use it on the monolith. 2, 4, 6. All right, I need 3 more. This one's rolling 2. Okay, there's 2 more. And one is a crit. And it's good that it happened because I get to show you what happens when you do a critical hit on a monolith, right? So I could assign the hit to the guy, but I'm not. I'm going to assign it here. 2, 4, 6, 8. It's 1 away. Because when you, I mean, if I knew there were going to be more rounds, that I wasn't as close to my victory as I am, I would totally kill that guy. But I think with 2 more guys going, I should be able to defeat this monolith and all those omens. So when you do a critical hit when you assign a critical hit to the monolith, you get a reward from here. So we just take a look at this card and do whatever it says on the section for the reward. So it says you may draw 2 cards. If you do, discard a card. Okay, now you let me draw cards. And, you know, we stopped whatever bad stuff was going to happen during the prep phase. So I may draw 2 cards. Sure, I'll draw 2 cards. And then I have to discard 1. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll discard my tactics. This is something that lets me bring those back, I believe. And anyways, I don't think I'm going to need them. All right, so this guy's rolling 2. We just need 1 more hit. Am I right? 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, 1 more hit. And there it is. And it's a crit. So we also get a reward. What's going to be a reward? You may draw 2 cards if you do discard a card. Same reward. Man, these cards, who shuffled this thing? But that's it. That is our last monolith. So we have won the game and we would get a reward, but I don't think we're going to care about a reward when we've won. But it would have been to choose one, restore up to 5 ally defense or heal up to 5 damage from any number of allies. So now I could have healed my allies, my minions, but not important because we are finished. And that is a full game of Sorcerer Endbringer, of course without a scenario, so I'm sure things would change and the difficulty will be you can go up to, I think there's like 4 different levels of difficulty. I played in the easiest one just to give you a feeling of how the game flows. Hope you enjoyed it. Well guys, there you have it. That was a full run through of Sorcerer Endbringer. I hope it gave you a feel for what the game feels like. What I want to do in later videos is I got a bunch of like new lineage, new domains, new characters that I can play as. I didn't want to, I used the ones from the base game this time around because I'm more familiar with them. I kind of know how they work, and I felt like, you know, learning all that as I play a video for you guys would be too much, but I want to get familiar with them and then maybe do a scenario. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see that and see the increased difficulty and see if I can get as lucky as I got today. I felt like it was pretty easy, but of course it's just trying to let you get a feel for the game. Remember all the steps you got to take, because there are plenty of steps you got to take, and that's without any additional rules. And with other characters that you play against, you might have additional rules and more stuff happening. So, but I really like this game. I discovered it at a con in Orlando, and I really liked it. It was like nobody wanted to play it, and some of the people there showed me how to play, and you know, that actually brought the game with them. And I looked it up and I found it, and I was really happy to hear that it had a solo version, because of course playing with more people is not something I do very often. So hope you guys enjoy. Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel and join us on social media. And yeah, I look forward to playing more of this one. So I'll see you guys on the next one. But until then, may you play more games.